funny. Does it look like Toby is a tram engine? Toby is a tram engine. He has cow catchers and side plates. And doesn't look like a steam engine at all. He takes freight cars to farms and villages nearby to the main line and is cheerful to anybody he meets. He has a coach called Henrietta who has seen better days. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. He has a coach, Henrietta, who has seen better days. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. She grumbles, remembering that she used to have 9 cars rattled behind her. Now there are only 3 or 4. The farms and factories mostly deliver by truck. Toby is careful. Cars, buses, and trucks often have accidents. Toby hasn't had an accident for years. But the buses are crowded and Henrietta is empty. A lady and a stout gentleman stood on the platform. He was, of course, Sir Topham Hatt, but Toby didn't know this yet. That's a tram engine, Stephen. Who? Said Toby. They all scrambled into Henrietta. Hip, hip, hooray, said Henrietta, but Toby didn't stand. Electric indeed, electric indeed. He snorted. He was proud to be a steam tram. What is your name? Toby, sir. Thank you, Toby, for a wonderful ride. Thank you, sir. He felt better now. This gentleman knows how to speak to engines. The children came every day for 2 weeks. Sometimes they rode with the conductor, sometimes in empty cars. The last day of all, the driver invited them into his cab. They were all sorry when they had to go away. Sir Topham Hatt and his family thanked everyone. Come again soon. We will, sang the children. The months passed. Toby had a few cars and a few passengers. Last day, Toby. We must close tomorrow. That day, everyone came for the last day. They joked and sang, but Toby and his driver wished they wouldn't. Dun, 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 dun. Everybody said goodbye. Goodbye, Toby. We're sorry your line is closing down. So am I, said Toby. Nobody wants me. It went unhappily. He thought it went unhappily to sleep. The next morning, the door was flung open to see his driver waving a piece of paper at him. Wake up, Toby, the driver said. The mail was just arrived, shouted excitedly. The mail was just arrived, and there's a letter for us from the stout gentleman. Maybe it's good news. Because cow catches and sideways. How attend to him at once. A few days later, Toby arrived. That's a good engine, said Sir. You don't mind, right, sir? The station master was going to use you as a hen house, and that would never do. No, indeed. Toby made the silly car behave better than Thomas did. Hey. At first, Thomas was jealous, but he was... At first, Thomas was jealous, but he was so pleased that Toby had scared the police officer away that they were friends ever since. Toby and Henrietta liked their new job on the island of Soda. But they did look old-fashioned and did need new paint. James was so rude whenever he saw him. Yick! What a dirty object, he would say. At last, Toby lost patience. James, why are you red? Oh, that's why you once needed to use bootlaces to get ready, I suppose. James got redder than ever and snorted off. It's such a pain to be reminded about. A hole in his coat is need to be fixed by using a bootlace. And came as quickly as they could. Ding, ding. Look here, Percy. Whatever's that dirty object? That's James, and you know. It's James's shape, but James is a splendid red engine. And you never see his paint dirty. Sir Topham Hatt met them. Well done, Percy and Toby. And he turned to James. We must clean you up at once. Toby will get a new coat of paint. Please, sir, could Henrietta have a new coat of paint too? Also, said Toby. Thank you, sir. She would be pleased. Oh, thank you, sir. She would be pleased. All James could do is watch Toby run off happily with the news. All was happy. So, ding, ding, ding. Sometimes they swept from the side. Sometimes they went fast. But at the cutting of the cottage, they could go no further. At last, the work was complete. The mission was complete. Percy took the tired workman home. The infants made good time. It was dark. Thomas's heart sank. Suddenly, go! But suddenly, all the lights went on like magic. And Sutton waited Mrs. Kindly. Well done. I'm especially proud of you all. Mrs. Kindly especially thanked the smaller engines. Toby and Thomas are old friends. And now, Percy, you are my friend too. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And a Happy New Year. Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas and his friends thought this was the best Christmas ever. And Mrs. Because Kylie couldn't think of anywhere else that she would rather live except here. It's all her friends. Hello, Thomas. Oh, I don't know, said Toby. I like my brown paint. I always been green. I wouldn't even want to be undercolor anyway. And I won't even want to be undercolor either. Knows that. Percy said no more. He just grinned at Toby. Toby had to take Annie and Clarabelle. They were most upset. Thomas was grumpy in the shed that night. But Toby took it as a nice joke. But Percy was cross that Thomas thought he made his paint dirty to also eat her. Paint dirty on purpose. Afraid? Nonsense. I didn't want the poor thing to hurt himself. Percy worked hard at the newspaper. Toby helped too, but sometimes the loads were too heavy. Percy had to took it all over himself. I gotta say that, Toby, that Harold, he collected his freight cars, still fuming. Driver said I don't need him now. I would never go without my driver, earnestly said Toby. I would be frightened. You would never dare. And Toby was still asleep. You whittle sticks in the mud, I'll show you down. Driver said I could manage without him. I was just gonna go out and do wheeze. That would make them jump. He meddled with his controls. You are in a lot of trouble. You are in a lot of trouble, Thomas. You would go to the works and get your front mended. It would be a long time. Yes, sir. Diesel rail cars never go out to go for a station master for breakfast. Percy and Toby were worried. Thomas's accident caused a lot of trouble. Will she go when Thomas comes back, sir? Oh, however long she stays, hope you will both make your welcome. Yes, sir. We will try, sir. Good. So run off to your sheds. Daisy was not pleased. She shuddered at the engine sheds. It's bad for my swirls. Next, they tried the carriage. Percy and Toby had to take them away. The engines woke next morning feeling exhausted. Daisy, on the other hand, felt bright and cheerful. Woo! Woo! She tooted as she came out of the yard and back to the station. Was about to be coupled to it. It was most indignant. Hi, Percy. Hi, Percy. I see Daisy left the milk again. Tell you what, I'll take the milk, and you will take my free cars. The drivers and station masters agreed. Percy remains on his patch of freight car. What Toby doesn't know about branch line problems isn't worth knowing. Or Toby is an experienced engine. He's to the catwalk line the other day. Toby and Daisy are now great friends. Daisy flew a catwalk line the other day, all by herself. That proves it. Percy, what are you talking about? The ghost train. Driver saw it last night. Percy's driver explained what had happened. Toby promised to help. Thomas was getting ready for his early night train. Percy had an accident, cried Toby. They cleared the line for you, but there's something worse. I just seen something. It looked like Percy's ghost. It said it was coming here to warn us. No, not by the smoke on my chimney, chim. It was morning when Thomas returned. Where have you been? Asked Toby. I knew you were going to be sad about Percy's. Oh, I didn't mean it true. I slept in the freight shed. Sorry, I have to go see a coach about a train. He's still enjoying himself. He had heard everything. Well. What do you know about that? Anyone think? Said Toby. That Thomas had just seen a ghost. Toby then takes them to the hills for the fun. It was too late. Thomas told Toby everything. But it was too late. Thomas told Toby all about it. Instead of talking about sensible things, like playing ghost, Toby made jokes of Willie's caterpillar that crawl about in hay. They were laughing a lot, but Percy thought they were being silly a lot indeed. 1, 2... Suddenly, like magic, the station was flooded with light. Percy and Toby smiled. They knew who he was. Never late, always on time. Says you. Go to the work to be bettered. Don't worry, Toby, said Percy. I will take care of Agrietta till you get back. There was Toby on the main hive. He clicked as he trundled along. He's a little engine with small wheels. The tank doesn't hold that much water. He had came a long way and began to get thirsty. I could have a nice drink until James has passed. His driver thought so too. Toby was enjoying his drink until his single man came up. He had never seen Toby before. Toby clinked sadly away. Hurry had used up a lot of water, and his tanks were soon empty. Poor Toby was out of steam and stranded. Then he saw Percy and Henrietta. up behind Toby and gave him a bump. Get on, you! It was hard work for James. When he was at War Station, he felt exhausted. Never mind, said Toby. They're only joking. It was an important day at the yard. Everyone arrived, and that was the center of attention. Later at night, they stayed until long after the stars came out. The Indians were busy for the rest of the day. Nothing more was said. Not even a quack. The other Indians enjoyed teasing Dawn about her. Henry remembers the day long ago when he and Toby and Terrence brought new trees. The Indians were resting in the shed. It's the wind blowing outside our shed. Thundering by was the express to the timber mill, where it would be cut down into tables, chairs, and other things. Oh dear, said Toby. I wish there was something that we could make things better again. I'm sad about the trees, and so is Henry. The forest is a special place to him. Now some of it is gone. I have an important job for freight cars to the forest. Young trees ready to be planted. This is the best job I ever had. He was cross. Freight cars, he grumbled, should be where you want them, and flounced away. At last, Toby got impatient. I can't play hunt the car with you. Take them yourself. Toby stops before reaching the lane. The fireman holds the trap and he sets off again. The heavy cars pushing him. He has no problems with the cars or the road, or the lane, or the road. It's the only safe thing to do. Toby warned Mavis and told her what to do. Toby was in the yard when he told the news. I warned her, he fumed, and she could manage her cars herself. Of Sir Topham Hatt, though. Yes. He and his driver knew it was a good idea. Him and his driver knew it was a good idea to help Mavis after all. Having trouble, Mavis, I am surprised. Grump. With wheel slip, Toby pushed Mavis in the freight car's back. The hard work Toby's firebox burned fiercely. At last they finished. Goodbye, you admitted. Now I expect. Mavis didn't answer. But wait, when Mavis was away, Toby arrived. He decided to shut the cars himself, but the cars decided to bump him anyway. Toby stopped at the crossing, and this was the signal for a freight car. Toby was away, with the car screaming, on. Stop! His driver forked control. It was all over now. Toby stopped hard, with his wheels still on the track, over the... Then she helped Toby to safety. I'm sorry about the cars. I can't believe you managed to stop them in time. Oh, well, said Toby. Well, my driver told me about circus people who ride tight ropes. I didn't just fancy doing it myself. Then Toby arrived with Henrietta. We brought hot drinks and food for the village. That night, all of the engines went back to their sheds except Toby. The villagers made a plan to thank the engines into Henrietta, and they set off as Toby came. He had no idea what the villagers were going to do. But he knew it was going to be one morning when cold wind blew. The engines found it hard to sleep. What we need is just take Toby to listen to a story. It was a beautiful day on the island of Sodor. Engines went to sleep, puffed happily ahead. But please remind us of the story so far, especially the happy ending. And soon, they were all asleep too. Engines were still dozing. But I would be late. The coaches will be waiting, and the passengers will be cross. Duke? You mean our hero? It was his first. It was Stephanie's first visit to their railway. He was having a splendid time. Your line is full of everything. It gives you time to have a good run, and it gives you so you have plenty of trucks. Trucks are fun. Thomas and Toby were speechless. Toby the tram engine has cowcatchers and side plates. They prevent animals from getting hurt if they stray onto the line. Daisy thought Toby's fenders were silly. I'm not, puffed Toby. You are. I don't have cowcatchers. What if they don't? Even bulls? Daisy had never met a bull, but he puffed away quite unconcerned. Toby was bemused and bemused. See, Daisy stations. Bulls always run away if you look at them and toot at them in the eye. We can live and learn. I guess I suppose chase him away, I suppose. And he raced away the fine champion. Toby's bell rang and his whistle blew. But Champion took no note. Then Toby hoosed loudly. Toby hoosed a little more, and breakfast over, Champion to join the farm. Yes, I am. Why? I think setting's up. Toby looked up at the sky. Where? Not up there, down here. How could setting be up when it's down? This was too excited to explain. Bust my buffers, look over there. Eyes, sight. But it can't be, said Toby. What? What is this sound? Hooray! 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 The engines waited at a junction. Percy and Toby were on a truck, and both pushed by Duck into it. Later, the big city, all the engines were lined up like a big shed. Everywhere they looked, they saw painters and paint dolls. On the preparations, the engines wonder who's going to pull the train. Peep, peep. But Percy and Toby didn't care. 3 cheers for the Queed. The Fat Controller's Railway. Sir Topham Hatt's Railway. Toby the Tram Engine was very excited. He had a new bell that shined like gold. He was off to the seaside. His driver was explaining everything. As they puffed along, there's a seaside village here, and every year, this year, you're the special attraction. Thank you, sir. But what does the special attraction mean? Oh, just smiles and blows whistles at everyone, replied his driver. We're almost there, we could hear the seagulls. Soon they came to the station. Instead of a big welcome, there was only one man. He speak to Toby's driver, turned Sally away. They ran out of the room in the parade. That they don't even need a special attraction. We have to go home. So am I. But what are you doing back here so soon? But before Toby could answer, the Fat Controller arrived. Whose post road? Figure out Toby, and now he had two puzzles to figure out. The driver. Well, Toby changed all of his news. Wow, we both have some beach-side surprises too. The driver says I'm a special attraction anyway. And so are you. Every time we go on our own line. What do you mean? Well, all we have to do is smile and blow whistles at everyone. The next engine to meet a lorry was Toby. You belong in a museum. I may look old, but I'm very useful. Toodle! We would go to the flour mill. Instead. But when they got to the flour mill, Toby was shocked to see an honored lorry. What are you doing here? The foreman spoke to Toby's driver. Toby might be old, but he's reliable. Come on, Toby. We will go to the farm. They would still use us. Toby trundled Sally away. When Toby arrived, he saw the lorry from the quarry again. That lorry's in trouble. What happened to that one? You'll be back so you can wake that spiny smoke box off your... Ha! And wheezed it loudly. He was towing the one from the flour mill. What happens? Said Toby's driver. Very useful now, are you? There will be a festival of flowers. The engines works. Mine is Mayfleet. Percy was too tired to think properly. The docks are full of fish, not flowers. All right then, Arsdale Rail. Arsdale End. That's my home, replied Toby. That's why I like it. Especially when you're there and not here when you're there and not here saying I'm silly. Good night. The flower festival. You made the right choice. Toby was feeling miserable. His branch line goes down a village. The water and the rain. Driver, I'll try, replied Toby bravely. He went away. He went instantly as he went away. His journey took him over a wooden bridge in the village. Be brave, Toby. We need to cross to the other side. The dam did not look safe at all. Toby was very worried. Soon, he knew why. We must warn everyone. Toby shunted back as fast as his wheels would let him. Must find high ground, shouted Toby's driver. It's a rowy chance. As the dam breaks, we'll be done for. The bridge. When help! Cried Toby. We floated in the flood. They saw a sign that made them shiver. If we go over that waterfall, we are doomed. Then they saw a herald who shouted urgently at them. And they did to one of Toby's buffers. Toby was safe at last. When the flood was over, hosted by Sir Topham Hatt. Thanks to Harold. Never been so brave, Toby. Oh, I'm sure you would be, but you would never know until you tried. Stepney soon arrived at the quarry. We're glad you're here to help us. Mavis and Toby were impressed. Night came. Be careful, Stepney, advised Toby. For the warning. One morning, Sir Topham and his grandchildren came. Yes, sir, said Toby happily. Exploring. He pretty much in for the whole episode. Soon he was in the wildest place on the island. They stopped by a lonely signal box. There's a small junction not too far along the line. Daddy, that's too dark. I have to finish the season. These episodes. Toby stopped by an old water tower. Sir Topham Hatt was most impressed, but Toby was rather scared. He was glad when it was time to go home. I think the castle and the mine would be fine places for a visitor. Yes, sir, said Toby nervously. Sir Topham Hatt's plans seemed in order. But Toby was still worried. I'm sure this place is haunted. Oh, yes. Why not? What ghost? Every night he lights his fire and then goes hunting. Toot toot. Goodbye, Toby. It's the ghost! It's the old warrior. He's come to hunt me down. The warrior wants to meet you. Can't we wait for morning? Toby slowly made his way. Well, bust my bell. Bertram and Toby are now good friends. They take the visitors and the mine. If there is any ghost here, they make the place happy. Later, he stopped by the water tower for a drink. Hello, Percy. How are things? Well, how about a few fast spins on the turntable? You'll like that. I think it's just going to make me giddy. Percy's driver interrupted. Cheer up, Percy. You would soon know about cars more than any other engine. That's exciting. Smile, silly steamers. It's a sunny day. And if he finds her, I heard he was going to scrap us all. Yes, Gordon. Even you. Achoo! I got sneezing powder in my funnel. Now I'm going to go look for Mr. Conductor. Go to work? That's what he would want. I'm sorry, you two. Diesel heard everything you said. I'm going after him. You better go along and get milk. Diesel wouldn't bother this old engine like me. He thinks I'm very useless. There he is. I got to delay him. I got to distract him. Pinchy, get back here. Good shot. He's really useful, isn't it? He's really useful engine, you know. He's the really useful engine, we know. Over the island of Sodor. He looks out for anyone in distress. It's winter holiday on the island of Sodor. Thomas arrived at Mayflower. Toby was very happy to see him. The villagers will be delighted with this tree. Toby said, I'm glad you have your snowplow. I can't clear the snowdrifts by myself. I can't clear the snowdrifts by myself. Thomas couldn't see. Hit the water tower. And he pushed. After the other. In the summertime, the station masters like to have a friendly competition to the snug warm timber sets. Bitter cold, bitter cold, bitter cold. Chuffed Toby. Soon I would be back in my nice dry shed. But suddenly, Toby's driver applied the brakes. He was waving a red flag. Roads are blocked, and my sheep have just farmed landly. What can we do to help? Toby shuffled. You'll stop at the next signal box. I'll telephone from there. Toby raced to the signal box, waiting for Toby as he arrived. The farmer's lambs are stranded on the hillside. We gotta rescue them. Toby knew Duck was the right engine for the job. He was very powerful. Toby was surprised to see Duck come back to the station. Then Toby had an idea. My old branch line runs down there, sir. Remember? It might take my weight. I know that line like the back of my buffers. It's our only chance to help the lambs. Be careful. Soon the blizzard was howling. Toby's driver was worried. I could do it, called Toby, as long as these rails hold. Help! My wheels are wobbling, he cried. His driver fought for control as Toby struggled on. I got to reach the other side of this bridge. Those lambs need me. Suddenly, a ghostly eye shadowed. It was Toby's headlight. What a brave engine you are. They soon returned. Toby smiled. I think you would find Henrietta has plenty of room. The farmer was very grateful. Thank you, said Toby. There's nothing I like better instead of helping a friend indeed. The peaceful canal and the castle on the lake. Toby's favorite place is the old windmill. Toby loves to watch the sails go, and the miller is his friend. One day, Toby was collecting a load of flour to take to the market, but he was too busy watching the windmill sail that he forgot to look where he was going. All the flour was ruined. I'm sorry. Harvey arrived and put the trucks back on the track. Toby was sad. What will the miller do when his windmill shut down? It's a shame. But we must hurry. There's a storm on the way. It wasn't the thunder or lightning that kept him awake. He was still worried about the miller. The next morning, Toby went chuffed along his branch line. The storm had torn trees down from the ground, and the farm buildings have been damaged. The windmill is broken, he cried. Toby really wanted to help. There must be a way. Suddenly, his driver saw a fallen tree, he said. But Toby had an idea. Please, sir, the windmill is broken. This tree can fix it. Then it could start again. Toby proudly took the tree to the miller. Sir Top Hat was most impressed. The miller was grateful. Sir Topham Hat was most impressed. The miller was grateful. Toby beamed happily. And Toby makes twice the deliveries to the market. And he is proud about the miller calls it Toby's windmill. Just then, Toby chuffed into view. Farmer and his dog went to work. Murdoch was on his way again. Thanks, Toby. James, why are you red?